Hello and welcome to Jill Cameron Creations. Today we're going to create a manly anniversary card. We're going to use some stamps from the April Hedgehog Hollow Kit, and we're going to do some Copic coloring. I'm using the Man Glitter stamp set, and it has a little mustache in it, as well as the man image that I'm using. And for my for the mustache, yes, I like to say mustache. For the mustache, I'm going to use some Hero Arts red ink, and I wanted to match it up. I honestly should have gone with a brown for this. That art brown would have been better, or Cup of Joe would have been better. The royal red ends up, you know how dye inks soften when you stamp with them? Well, this softened a little bit too much, and it almost disappeared in the background. I had a hard time getting the images, the mustache to show up in my pictures, but it is there, and I should have gone with a little bit darker ink. You know, those kinds of things happen. You learn as you go. So I just randomly stamped this. I really wasn't concerned with the middle of the paper, but I didn't really know exactly how much was going to show by the time I put my circle on there, my two circles that I had planned out, and my other images. So I stamped the whole entire thing very randomly. I tried to keep them kind of facing up just because then it looked like they were smiling at me, and I liked it better that way. So I did that. I have a little stamping mat behind it so that my images all stamped really well. Got that done. So the next thing that I'm going to do, and if you noticed, and if you saw my previous video, I am sticking with the same color palette that I did before. And the reason that I did that was because I was sitting down making all of these cards pretty much at the same time, and I really did like this color palette. The burgundy, the dark chocolate, the pop of blue, and that gold coppery looking paper. I really did like that. And I changed it up a little bit by making these circles on, I don't have stitched circles. I was shocked by this. I don't have a die set that is stitched circles. I was just absolutely stunned that I didn't have that. So I made some over in Silhouette Studio and cut them out exactly where I needed them on my paper. And now I'm going to stamp out my little bubby here on some Neenah Solar White cardstock, and we're gonna color him up. I tend to color the very same way all the time. I haven't been Copic coloring a whole lot, so this was kind of also practice for me. I double stamped him in Lawn Fawn's jet black ink that is Copic safe. Now I'm going to zoom in here so that we can actually see our image colored. I have all of the colors listed down below of how I start, and I use the same, pretty much same color palette all the time for white skin, and it's an E4, E04, E11, E21, E00, and E000, and then I usually throw in some cheeks. While I'm coloring this up, I'm going to play a little bit of music, and then I will be back. finishing up my coloring, and it looks like my camera is a little out of focus here, and I'm so sorry about that. I'm not exactly sure what happened, because that usually just doesn't happen with this camera. For whatever reason it is, it's a little bit out of focus. Okay, so something that I do a lot of the time when I am Copic coloring a whole lot is I'll leave my stamp in my stamp positioning tool, so that when I'm done Copic coloring, I can go back and restamp that image and get a really bold, crisp black outline again. Because sometimes it kind of gets fuzzy, and this makes a huge difference. So I put it back in there, and I'm going to stamp it again, and ta-da, it just makes such a difference. See how bold that is? It's just, it just pops off the page. So now, I'm not a fussy cutter, and it took me a minute to decide whether or not I really wanted to fussy cut this stuff or not. So I went ahead, and while I was thinking about it, I cut out all of my rectangles, how I wanted them cut out and where I wanted them done, and I used my A2 stitched rectangle frames from My Favorite Things, and I went ahead and cut my panels out. And then I am going to, as you've seen me do many times before when I don't have a die and I'm not a fussy cutter, I will utilize my Silhouette Picscan mat, and I will trim out my dude image. That big bold outline when I restamped the image helps on the Picscan mat a whole lot of the time. If I don't restamp it, then my Picscan mat doesn't pick up those black edges very well sometimes. So just a word of caution there if you've colored your image beforehand. And see, I'm going to go ahead and pull out my Picscan mat. There it is. Ta-da! I'm not a fussy cutter. Don't like it. Kills my hands. So I went ahead and I cut that out, and now I'm going to finish up my card. So don't forget to head over to the Hedgehog Hollow and pick up your April kit. And I know May is just around the corner, and that's coming out too. We are also going to do the Spread the Joy and Not Germs blog hop this Friday. And it is going to be amazing. It is a ton of people participating in that, including myself, over on my channel, which you are right here right now, but it's also going to be my website, JillCameronCreations.com. So check that out. Hedgehog Hollow and Catherine Puller are joining forces, and along with a ton of other sponsors. Check social media for more information about it, because it's coming up soon. It's going to be Friday the 17th, and there's going to be prizes and giveaways. Absolutely amazing. So we're going to spread joy and not germs blog hop on Friday. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can catch all of my crafty goodness. Also head over to my blog, JillCameronCreations.com, and check out some of the free stuff that I'm giving away. I'm doing a blog hop at the end of the month on the 28th. So I'll have more information on that over on my blog itself, JillCameronCreations.com, and I've said that a million times now so that you can remember it, because it's a long website, JillCameronCreations.com, and those are all C's. Woohoo! I hope y'all have an amazing day. Here's a little trick. If you're using foam tape and you're not exactly sure where in the world you're going to put your thing, put a little glue on it, a little liquid adhesive, and you'll be able to shift it around before the foam tape sets in and you can't move it anymore. I am still using some Elmer's glue because I am out of Nuvo liquid adhesive at the moment. I have it's just this tiny little bit in my bottle, so I'm waiting to order some more. If y'all have any questions, comments, concerns, want to know something, just let me know and I'll be happy to answer your questions. And thank y'all so much for joining me today. I'm going to wrap up this card by putting a sentiment on the front here, and I'm just trimming that out, and I just stamped that in some, I believe, dark chocolate ink there from scrapbook.com. And I'm going to put this on the front of my card. I'm not popping it up or anything because I popped up so many other things on the front of the card. And that's going to be it. Super simple, absolutely amazingly cute little adorable dude card here for you for a happy anniversary. Thanks so much for joining me today. Y'all have an amazing day. Stay safe out there.